Quickly, show of hands, who is extremely excited about Trump announcing that he's going to have his own social media platform? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Trump starting his own social media platform. I'm going to talk to you about what Jason Miller, his senior advisor, said in an interview yesterday on Fox News. I'm going to cover the entire clip. It's about a minute and a half. I'm going to talk through it. I'm going to pick out a few spots there that I found really, really cool and interesting, and in some ways ironic. And I'm going to talk to you about his announcement for today and what happened today in Georgia. That's also pretty cool. And the thing I want to say is, before I get started on that, is that what's so cool about this particular social media platform that's coming out is that it's almost going to feel like home to a lot of conservatives, because once the inauguration hit, everyone went like this. Parler got shut down, other organizations got shut down, activists got shut down, and it was just like everyone was everywhere. You were getting a request from everyone to follow me here, follow me here, follow me there, follow me there. And it was becoming hard to keep up with, and we were just very scattered. So when this new network comes up, whatever it looks like, which I'm really interested to see what kind of shape, form it takes, it's going to be, to me, amazing, like home, because people are all going to come together and back to that with certainty, because they're going to know that it's from an organization, the Trump organization and the Trump campaign, that's going to keep us back to where we were before. We were all together and making this country great again. So let's take a look at this clip here. I'm gonna go over this. Jason Miller, this is from Fox News yesterday.
Donald Trump obviously has been booted off Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, which were a great megaphone for him. Does he plan to try to get back on social media, perhaps with some new outfit?
You know, Harry, this is really interesting, the fact that the president's been off of social media for a while, because his press releases, his statements have actually been getting almost more play than he ever did on Twitter before. I'm not sure if that's because the length of them are a bit longer. I even had one reporter say that she thought it was much more elegant, the way that the president was able to communicate his thoughts, and it very much looked more presidential in that longer form. But I do think...
So did you catch that? It looks like President Trump now, with this long form format out of Mar-a-Lago with these press releases, is getting almost as much play as he was getting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which is pretty fascinating and I think really ironic. And I think there's a reason behind that. I think the reason is because people who are the hardcore MAGA supporters like myself didn't care when he tweeted if it was, you know, the way it was, because we know what he was trying to do. He was trying to make a point and to fight back. But of course, you had people in the moderate side, the people who are a little bit more weak, you know, in their sensibilities when it comes to politics, didn't like it because they didn't want their friends yelling at them on Twitter, Facebook, having to defend Trump, or maybe they didn't like the fact that it was too mean sounding or whatever. Well, now that goes away, because now they all of a sudden don't have to worry about it, because it's a long form presidential style. And given that we have now with the president now, we see the difference, right? And so now they're looking forward to seeing something that's more pragmatic, that's more America first, that's something that's more making sense to what we're seeing. And because we're not getting that in the mainstream media, we're not getting any of the truth coming out. So to have that come from President Trump in a way that it is now brings more people together and into the fold. So I think that's a really, really interesting thing that he brought up.
I think that we're going to see President Trump returning to social media in probably about 2 or 3 months here with his own platform. And this is something that I think will be the hottest ticket in social media. It's going to completely redefine the game, and everybody is going to be waiting and watching to see what exactly President Trump does, but it will be his own platform.
So just to follow up, will this be a platform that the president and the former president will create himself, will be working with another company, and obviously he'll be starting from scratch. He won't start out with 88 million Twitter followers.
Well, I can't go much further than what I was able to just share, but
I'll tell you right there, when President Trump starts his network, he may not have 80 million followers that first day, but he'll get to 80 million followers within the next month. Guarantee of that.
We'll start out with 88 million Twitter followers.
Well, I can't go much further than what I was able to just share, but I can say that it will be big once he starts. There have been a lot of high-powered meetings he's been having at Mar-a-Lago with some teams of folks who've been coming in. And I got to tell you, it's not just one company that's approached the president. There have been numerous companies, but I think the president does know what direction that he wants to head here. And this new platform is going to be big, and everyone wants him. He's going to bring millions and millions, tens of millions of people to this new platform.
we'll watch that space.
So that's pretty cool. So it's going to be a network that is going to be something that's all his, and they can't tell you more information about it. But if I know President Trump and what he's done in the past, he does stuff A++. I mean, he doesn't cut any corners. He makes sure it's good. And that should be something to look forward to. So let's take a look at this article here. It says that Trump was once among the most followed users on Twitter, making liberal use of his account to address the American people directly. He has ultimately been banned from the platform after the January 6th riot on the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., with many accusing Trump of having fomented the storming of the Capitol in his tweets and other public statements, which is categorically false. It says here, many right-wing figures aside from Trump have been censored. It's true. And that with conservatives arguing that such platforms have too strong of an influence on public discourse and require state intervention to protect the integrity of public debates. I think the key thing for me is that these organizations are not media outlets. They're not the media. They are private companies for profit. Their position is not to be forming public opinion. They should be separate from that. Either you're a newspaper or you're a company. You can't be both, right? And so that's really the core issue to me, is that these people like, Amazon and Facebook and all these people are taking their position of a corporation and formulating public opinion as if they're a media outlet. And that to me is something that needs to be addressed. Because ever since Trump was booted from Twitter, there's been much speculation on whether Trump would join a new platform or start his own, or if he decided to return to social media at all. The former president did not join other pro-speech platforms such as Parler after his exile from Twitter. And he did not. And so I think he did this because he knew, why am I going to join Parler? Why am I going to join these other things? Because he had in the back of his mind, I'm going to do my own thing and it's going to be hot, right? It's going to be off the charts. And so that's what I think he's working on from the day he first got banned from Twitter. And I think that's what he's going to do. So I'm looking forward to that. If you go to theconservativetake.com, at the top of our page here, we have all of our media outlets here. And I look forward to putting an additional one for whatever Trump's going to have up there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So if you get a chance, go check out our website here as well. So lastly, at the end here, he talks about pay attention to Georgia tomorrow on Monday. Miller said there's going to be a big endorsement that's coming, that's going to really shake things up in the political landscape in Georgia. It's big. It's coming tomorrow, and just be sure to tune in. Well, today is tomorrow. And what that is from The Guardian here, is that Trump backs challenge to Georgia official who refused to overturn the election. I just love how this headline here is so slanted, all right, for obvious reasons. You go and look at the Washington Post, they had to retract their statement where their story was a hoax, where they actually lied about the conversation between Rastenberger and Trump about finding the fraud and claiming that it was confirmed. And that was something that was just totally inappropriate. The Washington Post eventually retracted that, but it was like on the back page of everything. And so this title here on this thing here, refused to overturn election, is totally a bogus slanted headline. But the important thing to know is that's what they're talking about here. And that's what the kind of influence that Trump has, is that this network that he's going to put forth is going to be powerful. And like I said before, that President Trump may not have 80 million Twitter followers equivalency on this platform immediately, but he'll have that in a few days. Make no mistake about it, okay? In a few days, because even liberals are going to be joining that thing. And so it's going to be something to watch. So they said next 2 to 3 months, look forward to that. So the important thing to know is, what do you think? Are you excited about the President Trump's new social media platform as I am? If you are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think he should have joined Parler or Gab or any of the other ones and made a bigger presence on there? Even though I think Parler is not the same Parler as it was prior to them going down, which I think is a good reason why he didn't join it. Or are you just looking more forward to this new format? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be really curious to know what you think. And if you like what we do here at this channel, where we take pop culture and politics and we present it to you in a conservative manner, in other words, we filter it to you right, then click that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so that you do not miss any future content. Also, there's a join button there if you want to help support this channel. You can click that to find out how to do that. And also check out our Discord server so you can join our discussions and to call into our live streams. And as always, you can check out some content right here.